loose again. Edwards off the running. Punch it back, Donovan Edwards. They hand it off to Johnson. Boise State has won. Right now, and they take a downfield shot. And the catch is made. It's Riley Williams. Goes to the free. Touchdown. Going for the corner. He's got it.
Alrighty, Illinois fans, welcome into another edition of the Gridiron Uncensored podcast. I'm Brendan, your host today. My partner is currently out, but I mean we're still rolling on. We got the Illinois Fighting Illini season preview. This is gonna be a good one, guys. I like this team a lot, and I mean we're just rolling through the Big Ten here, man. We're knocking these out, and soon we'll get into our conference projections, Heisman talk, all that stuff. But right now, we've been grinding this offseason, getting out all these teams, every Power 4 team, bunch of Group of 6 contenders. If you guys want, go check those out on our YouTube page, subscribe, all that stuff, all of our ads, thumbnails, or not thumbnails. It's on the thumbnail if you can see it there. So we appreciate your time this morning. We're going to jump into it. We look at 2024 first, kind of do a quick look back, and then we move into what we're doing with 2025 and kind of what we're seeing on this team. It's a macro outlook. We're not getting too, in the weeds, but just kind of, outside looking in. What do we see? And then we want to hear from you guys in the comments. All right, let's get at it. So 2024, let me adjust the screen here. There we go. All right, 2024. And this, obviously, Illinois fans, you know what your team did. But this is for others that, maybe don't watch Illinois, guys that are, checking out their other teams that are on their schedule. We've had some people doing that. So that's just kind of what we like to do. Looking at 24, really strong season, 10-3. But there was the moments that just kind of leave you wondering, like, damn, I know Penn State lost. That's tough. It's in Penn State, 2-touchdown game, closer than what it looked. Tough loss. Oregon. Smacked around. I mean, it was at Oregon, just it got ugly. And then that tight loss really kept you out of the playoffs. And let's be honest. That 25-17 loss to Minnesota. And then the rest, you finish it out. And guess who you beat at the end of the season? South Carolina, who was what? They're freaking trying to get in the playoffs. They're like, oh, yeah, that Big Ten, we deserve to get in there. Big Ten sucks ass, like all these things. What do? You shut them the hell up. I loved it. Loved every moment of it. That shit made me happy. Good job, Illinois. And we're a national podcast, but I'm a Michigan fan. Know the Big Ten. I'm not like the SEC, where I was like, I root for every Big Ten school. No, but I like it when the Big Ten shuts the SEC up. So last year was pretty nice. But either way, let's move on. 2024, you know how it finished, and I think there's building blocks from it. You beat a lot of the teams that you need to. You didn't really stumble except outside the Minnesota game, to a team that you shouldn't have lost to, in my opinion, even though I think Minnesota is a fine, solid team. You got to win that game. So we'll see if you can do that in 2025. When you look at what's going on, some numbers, how do you build off it? Returning production is huge, 75% returning production. Illinois, S&P Plus has you at 19th, the 19th best team in the country. And that's coming up from last year, in the advanced stats, it's about a 4-year running number. Offense was 92nd in the country, and the defense was 68th, and you still got to 10 wins. And you still beat an SEC contender for the playoff. So that's impressive. And a couple things that what I look for when we're talking about, playoff contenders, national title contenders, conference championship contenders, 4 things. You have continuity of staff, and you have that. Bielema is back. He signed an extension. Lumley's back. The defensive coordinators are back. So you have continuity of staff. All right. And then you have veteran quarterback play. You have schedule set up. We'll look at that later. So it's like, and then good return production. I got ahead of myself. So 4 things. Continuity staff, good returning production, veteran quarterback, and schedule. We'll look at that stuff right now. Portal first. 43rd in the nation, 18 in, 22 out. you got some good ones coming in. I like this class, and a lot of it you're rating from Big Ten foes. Lowry Jr., Thompson Jr., Abney and tight end, Durojai. I think that's going to be an important piece if he can get everything going. And then he did lose some big ones. I was kind of surprised, to be honest, especially with McCray. That one, I was like, what the hell? I mean, you guys, let me know. Let me know what you're getting on that one, because I get it, it's going to Georgia, like whatever else, but I mean, this was a playoff team, in my opinion, last year for Illinois. Right out on the edge, and this is a year that with what you have coming back and all the things that I mentioned, I'm strange that he left to me. But I mean, if he caught a bag, whatever. Bray was another one. Omland going over to another Big Ten opponent, and then Boyer, a couple of guys that I have as key losses. Even just for where they go to, other Power Four schools inside the Big Ten. That always hurts. All right, let's get into the offensive side here, and kind of talk about what I'm seeing. Again, this where hit me up in the comments what you see if we're missing something. If I'm not, as sold on it as you are, I want to hear about it. All right, let's get in this offense. Luke Altmaier back, dude's impressive. I like this guy's game. He drove me nuts as a Michigan fan, but I mean the dude can play, and I like what he brings back. Him coming back for another season. There was rumors that he was courting, or not courting, he wasn't, but people were trying to get him to come through the portal and get him out of Champaign, but he said no, I'm staying here. So that's huge. I love hearing that. So you have him back. He can control the ball well. He can run. I mean, you look at his stats and see if he can take a jump this season. 22 touchdowns, 6 interceptions, 60% completion total. I'd like to see that number a little bit higher, but still 60%, you can win 10 games. You're winning right in that realm again. So if he can take a step forward, he had 32 sacks. That's something O-line needs to square that shit away. Maybe get the ball out a little bit faster. Maybe that's something you can scheme up. But I mean, still 32 sacks, that sucks. But still, he had 99 rushes for 217 yards. That's something he can move the ball on his feet, and that's a threat the defenses have to keep in check and in mind, the D coordinators. So obviously, him coming back is crucial to this team and trying to get to the playoffs like Illinois wants to do. The offensive line mentioned, I think it can be better. It was good in pass pro at times, but still 32 sacks. That's got to get better. It's a solid unit. It's got a mix of returning starters, some young guys, and then when you look at the transfer portal, who are you bringing in? You got some offensive linemen coming over, the Napick brothers, I assume, coming over from Idaho. Aiden Napick and then Nathan Napick, both coming over from Idaho, 6'7", 285, and 6'6", 295. So big bodies. We'll see what they do jumping into the rotation here. McMillan is another one. He's rated well in the transfer portal. He's coming up from the FCS ranks at Southern Missouri State. So there's some guys there that I don't think they're going to be necessarily starters. If I had to pick one, it'd be McMillan that jumped into the rotation. But I do think you guys are going to have a good offensive line, reps from last year, veteran players. You get that run game going, with McCray gone, get some better pass pro. Think you're going to be all right. And then you have halfbacks they can still go. These guys can still play. Like I said, everybody knows McCray's gone. Whatever. All right, he's out. But Fegan, that dude's a beast. He's monstrous. And then Lafferty, I think he's a good running back too. He showed out. He showed up last year as well. So I think you guys are going to be all right in that. You did bring over Murphy Clement as well from West Virginia. We'll see what he does and where he slides into this rotation. But I think you have players to make it count in the run game. I just want to see how the O-line shores up after fall ball, which is coming up right now. It should be starting for Illinois as well. At least it did for for Michigan from my side. Mentioned a Michigan fan. So that you look at, offensive line, halfbacks, wide receiver, though. This is where a lot of people are questioning this team and if they can even make the playoffs. A lot of people are saying this is an overhyped Illinois team. I get it. I kind of do. Okay. Losing the production out wide sucks. Losing Bryant, Franklin, those guys were everything. But I think you guys are going to be all right. You have a couple of dudes like Elzy and Dixon, Beatty. I believe I'm saying that right. He's got big play potential when you look at, the numbers that he put up last season. 20 receptions for 294. Okay, it's not a lot, but 14, almost 15 yards per reception average. Had a touchdown, but still, he's got reps. This guy can play in the Big Ten, and now he's going to step into a bigger role. So that's something I think you can lean on there. You bring in Bowick from the transfer portal. He's a 6'4" guy, 199. So there's size there. Hudson Clement, also coming over from West Virginia, 6'1", 198. How do these guys step up? And then tight ends, Christian Abney, that's a guy 6'5", 243. And that Ball State offense last year was solid. I liked what they did. So I think these guys can play. You get them in the rotation, get them in the weight room and in your strength and conditioning, which they have been. I think they're going to set up just nicely. So there's targets for Altmaier. The run game, I think, is going to be there. I want to see the offensive line improve a bit, and that'll take you into that'll take you right to the playoffs. If you guys can do that, we'll talk about schedule here in a little bit. Defense, another one that's portal heavy. I say another one. I'm thinking about, teams that I've been, doing previews on. Trevor and I, my partner. But this one is going to be portal heavy, man. But that's just kind of the nature of the beast sometimes. You got big transfers coming in from the portal. A lot of guys coming from Wisconsin. James Thompson Jr., 6'5", 295. I think that's a really nice get. Kurt Neal also on the interior coming over from Wisconsin. Leon Lowry from Wisconsin. The fact that you went out and rated Wisconsin like that cracks me up, man. That is brutal. But hey, it's a cutthroat freaking world out there, man. So even you got a putter from Purdue. Poor Purdue, man. I know you guys probably don't feel bad for him, but god dang. Either way, we'll talk some defense. So I think that's important. Getting those guys in from Wisconsin, huge for the depth there and letting these guys run. And really, I just want to see how well these guys do up on third downs in getting after the rusher. I think they can. I think they have the talent to do it and to be an aggressive front. But when you have a back seven like you have, you need the front four to be impressive. The linebackers, I think, is probably one of the better units in the Big Ten. Tons of returning production there. Lowry's a guy, he's an edge type. He can be down. He can back up. But you got Lowry. He can step up. Akis, he's a beast. This dude, he flies to the football. Rosique is, if I'm saying that right. You got more depth there. I think this is a really good unit. I want to see how well they step up to help out the front four. Until they get settled, because sometimes, with the whole portal thing, it takes some time for these guys to mesh. But they've already played together in a way. With at Wisconsin, new coaching staff, new scheme here. We'll see. I still think it's going to be just fine. Safeties, great talent there. Xavier Scott, Matthew Bailey, these guys can play. And then you have depth pieces there that have also been in the rotation that are going to get in. They've got reps. I think it's going to be another good, strong safety unit. Corners, another one that's got veterans. I want to see how much they improve this season, because last year you were 78th allowed in pass yards. 78th in pass yards allowed. So it's something that can improve as well. But I think they have the bodies to do it. I just want to see it, But really, I think this is going to be a really strong unit, and I'm excited to see what this 2025 Illinois team does. Now, we're going to talk some schedule here. I'll pull it up on my end first, and then I'll shift over to you. There we go. All right, let's look at this schedule, and we'll talk my floor and ceiling. Again, I want to hear what you guys think is going to happen with this team. Really, the start, Western Illinois, that's a great primer to the season. You get the last minute kinks knocked out. You get to shore up the offensive and defensive line, and even the back end, just kind of filling out that too deep. Great start, and then you play a team that I like a lot, Duke, at Duke. I think that's going to be a really dangerous game. I like what they're doing. If you want to go see our preview on them, go check it out. I don't think my voice was as jacked up then as it is now, so it might be a little better, easier listening. And then you get into a stretch before this first bye week. And Western Michigan, okay, if you lose to Duke, you kind of get things squared away. Hopefully you're not reeling, and then you get Indiana, USC, Purdue, Ohio State. That's a funky stretch there. Purdue, I don't think is going to be a problem for this team. But USC, I mean, those are three tough games. They're all talented squads. Veteran quarterbacks, Indiana and USC, young quarterback at Ohio State, but they're obviously a talented squad. It's going to be a tough one. And then you get a bye and you play a Washington team that's feeling improved, a Rutgers team that's last year a solid team, but they had some one-score losses. I'm going to see if they want to, turn that around. And trust me, you're circled on their schedule. And then you get a bye week, and then you finish off with Maryland, Wisconsin, and Northwestern. All teams that are looking, obviously, to improve. Wisconsin's got a really brutal schedule this year. But I think they're going to be a better team than what we saw last season. Obviously, quarterback play is huge for them. Northwestern's another one with better quarterback play with Preston Stone. And then Maryland trying to figure out what they're doing with Loxley. And I think they're going to run with a young guy and just try to see if the youth can't get that team going. So it's a tough schedule. People look at, they look at just the helmets or the names. Well, it's Rutgers, it's Northwestern, it's, Purdue. Like, okay. All right. No, that's not how this works. These are talented teams and they're coached well. Purdue's, they're finally getting, some traction in the portal with the new coaching staff. So there's a lot that can change, in a year. It's not like it used to be. So we'll see what happens. On my side of it, I'm looking at a floor of 7-5 for this Illinois team, and that's if everything goes horrible. You drop one to Duke, you drop one to Indiana, you drop Ohio State, you drop Wisconsin, and maybe USC. If that happens, that sucks with everything you have coming back. That's real fucking bad. But then you have on the flip side of it, to me, a ceiling of 11-1. I really think this team has the pieces to push that envelope. You could lose to Duke. You could lose to Indiana. You could lose to Ohio State. But I think you have the potential to win 11 games. I'm probably going to go 10-2 is what I'm picking. I do think Ohio State's probably going to be a loss. But you have them in Champaign. And it all just depends on how well these quarterbacks play for Ohio State. If they're rough, if they're struggling early, you guys can get them. They're super talented everywhere else. They lost a lot of talent on the D line, but they're still 5 stars everywhere. You know that. So we'll see. I'm going 10-2, but I could see an 11-1 season if everything goes right. The bounces go your way. So we'll see, guys. Let me know what you think in the comments. I want to hear from you guys. Again, we're outside looking in. We're a national show. So your perspective means a lot to us and kind of how we feel about these teams, as we go through the season. So again, thank you for your time. Hope you enjoy it. Hit that subscribe button. We'll see you around. Take care.